Hi and welcome back to another video. Today I'll be discussing Artifact and why it isn't a free-to-play game. And it's actually caught a lot of people off guard, and they're wondering why, with successful games such as Hearthstone and Gwent, that it's not a free-to-play game. Because essentially you get quests that you can win games, and then you can earn currency slash gold, so you can buy packs and you can enter arenas and things like that. But the problem with that is that they don't offer ways for you to trade or sell your collections, and your cards aren't worth any value. And that can be a pity if you spent hundreds of hours grinding for cards and you can't sell your collection. Whilst the Artifact developers, on the other hand, wanted their players to freely buy and sell their cards on the Steam marketplace. Gabe Newell discussed this at an event recently for journalists, that on average Magic the Gathering players spend about $400 a year on cards. That's a lot of money. They're like essentially investments, and players don't want their cards to be diluted in value really quickly. That's the problem with the free-to-play experience, if they offered it, is that if you gave them players lots of free rewards all the time, the value of these cards would dilute very quickly. On the other hand, the game will be encouraging players to buy and sell their cards, so then it will help them to develop strategies, and then the game won't stagnate as much if you're able to freely buy and sell the cards. If you have one meta deck that you like and you enjoy playing with, you have fun with it, and then you get bored or it's not as good anymore, you can freely sell the cards and buy another deck or buy another cards to build a deck. That's a really good system. On the other hand, free to play encourages grinding for the gold and the dust to get the powerful cards, and then that gets you an advantage over your opponent. Hearthstone has lots of legendaries that you need for certain decks, and it's became very hard for new players to enter. There's a real high value ceiling for new players to come into if they've got low value cards with rarity cards. You're just going to get stomped by someone with legendary cards. So it's basically become like a pay to win system. Artifact, on the other hand, does not want this. You basically will buy into the game. You have to buy in initially, and there'll be initial costs, but afterwards you can start playing and you won't feel as though you're at an advantage to people who have grinded for hundreds of hours and learnt lots of legendaries. Legendary cards will be very limited, and the rarity of cards and the power level is not essentially combined, so some of the legendary cards won't be as powerful as some of the common cards, for instance. So that's a good system. Gabe Newell said that having a price to enter will create a price on time. So basically there will be less grinding to get more emphasis on set decks and strategies, and you'll be able to start playing straight away. And I think that's a good system. So what do I think? Do I think that it should be free to play? One system, I think Hearthstone is terrible for new players, with lots of powerful legendaries and a high dust count. Free to play is not a good experience for most people, and there's a really high barrier to entry. I think on the other hand, Gwent is a really super free to play friendly game. You get rewarded constantly, you get rewarded for leveling up, you get rewarded for getting a new rank in ranked mode. At the end of the ranked mode you get season rewards, you get quests as well. It's a really good system. You're getting rewarded all the time, so people do like getting rewarded for their time, and Artifact has said that they won't be rewarding people with free stuff all the time, because then it would dilute the cost of other people's collections. But they could offer some free things. They could offer cosmetics, card backs, like the mascots, the ones that sit on your decks and run around from lane to lane. They could offer tournament entries with prize pools. They could do seals events and things. But I don't think that they will offer in-game gold for you to buy packs. I think you will have to spend real money. And me personally, I actually think it would be really interesting to buy and sell cards, and that I'm glad that Artifact is valuing your time. I'm also going to be interested in investing in the game and seeing if I can make money from the game, see if I can invest in the right cards and learning about the economy. I think it would be really good. And then if you like the game, if I don't like the game or I don't like certain cards, I'm really happy that I'll be able to sell my collection. But it did put me off that because they believe that Magic the Gathering players are happy with spending $400 a year on cards, that I feel that it's going to be an expensive game. There was a Reddit post and it said with a straw poll which said how much would you be willing to spend on Artifact a year, and the highest bracket of people said that they'd be willing to spend £0 to £5. I mean, that's amazing that that is the biggest bracket, that people like free-to-play games, and it could be a barrier to entry having a high cost. I mean, I don't think most people would be prepared to spend $400 a month, $400 a year on a card game. So I think maybe Artifact might want to think about making it easier to acquire cards and not have so high a ceiling of entry. But yeah, that's just my opinion on the subject. Thanks for listening. What do you think about the decision of it not being free to play? I feel that a card game like Gwent, being super friendly, creates lots of new players. If Artifact had such a high ceiling of payment to get in, it will discourage people and may have less new people coming in, and the meta could get stale. So they might want to make it have a balance between an entry but rewarding players with either cards or entries to tournaments, things like that. But thanks very much for listening, and please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in another video. Thank you.